I received such a nice email. Hi, Rabbi Fishoff. I'm not a rabbi. I'm a young guy, and I want to stay anonymous, but I'd like some advice. I know some of what you do with parents, and you're saving lives. I'm struggling with a lot of stuff on my own, and I'm always hanging out with friends who are dealing with really difficult, angry, stubborn parents, and I see that my friends are suffering from it. I know you can't force someone to become an understanding parent, but I feel like if they understood some of what you teach, their kids would be much better off. So much of what they're suffering from is rejection from their parents. I was wondering if there's a way for these parents to learn about your program, and what's the best non-threatening way to start them off. I don't know if my friends themselves want to bring it up with their parents, or if that's even a good idea. If you have any advice, I'd appreciate it. It hurts to see so many people suffering so much. There you have it, from the street. There's one of the big tzaddikim, Askanim, saving kids on the street in Borough Park. And he knows, I don't want to say dozens of kids, it's probably hundreds. And he told me I could see right away a TP kid and a not TP kid. On top of being tzebrachin, broken, and abused, and many of them were molested, many of them, whatever it is, aside from their problems, the ones who don't have TP loving parents are suffering from rejection, and also the parents are like shaking them with their anger, and they can't, these are sensitive souls, they can't take it, and they can't change, and it doesn't make them better, and they just can't take it, they run away, they stay outside as long as they can, hoping never to see their parents and running away from them, and the mother's shrieking, and the father's angry, and screaming, and they're yelling, accomplishing nothing, but they make them need drugs, they can't deal with it. Imagine you have a boss like that, comes over to you, what are you doing? And you can't quit, and you have to hear this day after day after day after day. And the parents, Nebuch, are in pain, but they're wrong. They're making their kids sick. They're causing more sin. They're being merachik, and they're making them sick. Putting kids through that pain, that's your job? I know you love them. I know you're in pain, dear parents. You're pips, parents in pain. A lot of pain, Rahman al-Islan. But you never are allowed to get angry. You're never allowed to ignore the advice of the tzaddikim, of the Chazon Ish. I always quote it. Don't lose your dignity. You have to run after them and bond with them. God forbid, don't reject. But even if you're not holding by that, anger, screaming, yelling in front of the other kids, embarrassing the kid, making a scene. You see these kids that crumble and they fight back. You turn them into fighters. They're not even fighters. They need a hug. You give them a cigarette and a hug, you'll see a sweetie pie. You fight with them, argue with them, scream at them. How come? Why are you doing this? How come you doing this? Why are you doing this? And that's good chinuch for your other kids? You're saving your other kids by showing them that? So this guy told me, you see right away the other kids, and then you see TP kids, much easier to work with. They're happy. They're happy. You think TP parents are doing nothing? People say, are you going to do nothing? It's like the dumbest statement I ever heard in my life. If doing something means yelling, screaming, criticizing, doing nothing is what you parents are doing. You're busy 24/7, davening, doing, saving them successfully. You're doing nothing, and that's not impressive. What's impressive is you have to yell and scream for us to be impressed with you. You're going to let her get away with that? No, I'm not letting her get away with that. I'm doing what the Chazon Ish said, and it takes a little bit of patience and time, because anger doesn't work. It's not 1986 anymore. We're not going to make the mistake that buried thousands of Jewish kids and lost them forever from Hashem because we didn't know what the Chazon Ish said, and the Baal Shem Tov, and the other 5,000 Mar Mekaymes. No. I'm really sorry, Mr. Neighbor and Mr. Know-it-all sister or sister-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, whatever, that you know what I should be doing. You who've never saved anybody. You who know nothing, not about the solution. You don't even know what's wrong with them. I know what's wrong with them. It's my pitch. Go ahead, save 5 kids, There's 1,000 out there. Save 5, and I'll listen to you. That's what they start making all these. You ever see them? Tzaddikim talk edel. Go look at Rav Gershon Edelstein. Edel, yeah? He was talking edel. He's so fine. You're not allowed to get angry. He said straight out, you're not allowed to get angry. Asur. And you get angry at a kid doing Averis and all of that. You're over a lav. You don't care about Hashem? Only to yell and scream? Nesiva Shalom says that when you scream, when you're angry, Chazal tell us, Ki'ilu Oved Avodah Zarah. It's as if you're bowing down to idols. Yes, even if you have a good reason to get angry. Even if they stole the car. Even if they're not sneezing and embarrassing your good name and ruining shidduchim. Yes, you're not allowed to get angry, right? That's a fact. Ki'ilu Oved Avodah Zarah. I'll say it in English. And how could you think that in the middle of bowing down to your idols, you're in the middle of being Oved Avodah Zarah, now you're going to do chinuch la'Hashem l'teirasai? Now you're going to educate your children for God and bring them back to Hashem and the Torah? At the very minimum, you have to wait till you're not angry. And then you'll realize that most of the things that you were going to say aren't the smartest things to say, and they don't help. What's going to bring your kid back or the neighbor back? Yelling at them, screaming at them? Is that proven? Or are you just getting it off your chest because you have anger problems? You need to go to anger management classes. Or because you think your real estate is going to go down if you're living in a neighborhood. Hey, I paid all this money. I don't blame you to be an exclusive Jewish neighborhood, and now there goes the neighborhood. To go embarrass neshamas, to be merachik neshamas. Hashem is giving you a chance to make millions of dollars. The Zohar Kadosh says the schar is more than any mitzvah or Torah that you could do in your whole life. And you're giving up on that opportunity. Big chiddush, unbelievable, that you should do such a stupid thing. And if it's your family, why do you think Hashem gave it to you in the family? To yell and scream? To be moicha? To fight? To embarrass? To reject? Mipsarcha al tesalim. You're not allowed to ignore the plight of your relatives. Rav Shmuel Kamenetsky Shlita, my Rosh Yeshiva, Zayin Gesund, said, which is Pashut Pshat, but he had to bring it out. This doesn't just apply to finances, that it's usher to not help someone in your family who's struggling financially. You get a lav. It's not extra credit. You get a lav in the Torah if you don't help your relative who's struggling financially. He said it's also for this. You're not allowed to look away. Why do you think Hashem gave you this sibling, or this nephew, this niece, this grandchild? Nebuch, I feel so bad for those grandparents. They did so much to build Dairis and they see this kid bad. Well, why do you think? It was a mistake? It's a tikkun. It's an opportunity. That's how you have to look at it.